All right, are we better
Not talking
here?
about Jelly about the guy who left the chat, is you?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's do
Sure
this.
am.
Welcome to the Philly Frenzy
Yeah, water.
podcast. We actually are now doing a podcast and not some bullshit that should have been tweeted out. But now that we have the culture tournaments coming out, presented by ENG, we are now sitting here with Mr. ENG Green Honcho himself. What is going on, Honch?
What's going on, man?
So, I'm just gonna give you the floor. You go ahead and talk what you want to talk about. I'm gonna ask some questions off of what you're talking about, and then we'll go off of that.
Just kind of tonight we're gonna use it as a little history lesson. First and foremost, people always, they always, you know, every little credit they give ENG, they keep, saying Huncho. That I mean, I want to make that clear. I don't ENG don't run just based on me. So, I mean, I don't do a lot of things that people think I do. So I want to clear that up. You got to start giving other people here at ENG credit. Um, like I said, where I'm at in my life, I'm not trying to get a job or I'm not trying to make the 2K league or anything like that. So I really want the credit to go to the people who's supposed to go to. So really need to clear that up. So when you send stuff out, make sure you tag other people. You don't even have to even tag me. So that's a lot of something I want to clear up, and it's just thought process that it's. I think we started Shaq. I went before I came to the show. I did a lot of research. A lot of people don't know that Shaq was actually the third member of ENG. Kind of started out with me and Low Key. Low Key ENG, for a lot of people who don't know him, kind of left the community. But it was me and him. We started off, and Shaq was actually the third member. Jack actually was used to be the president of ENG. He was the president on the PlayStation side, and so Shaq was the third member at ENG. We started. I want to say we started. What's the guy's name? I can't think of the designer name. Forgive me, but I think in June of 2008, this guy had posted a. He had posted, as you see, like the pit bull. He just posted the pit bull on there. He said, you know, it's a pre-made logo. Somebody didn't buy it. So who wants it? I seen that. I was like, well, please. And at this time, I was kind of like I was a rec player. So I never had played pro am and nothing. I had just got into 2K. I was a rec player. So I kind of I seen the logo. Me and him went chat back and forth. I had to outbid somebody, and I designed the eyes, and as you see, like the little arrows under the dog. I don't know if you guys watch Game of Thrones, but the spikes on the chair. That's what I told him to add to the dog to the bottom. So that's kind of how the logo came along. But as far as ENG, we started back about 2018, and I kind of got my start. Low key, kind of gave me my start. Like I said, I was a rec player, and I was one of those guys that I posted rec screenshots on there. I used to tag every team, and I was like, hey, look what I did, look what I did in the rec. So, and I kind of got a big following like that. So a lot of people say, hey, man, this guy posted rec screenshots. So a lot of people started liking me. So kind of got a lot of rec players, under my wing, and so I posted a lot. So I didn't know anything about 2K. I didn't know about Pro Am. I didn't know about comp players. I didn't know anything about that. So one day, this guy, Low Key, he was with OTB at the time, and it used to be this draft league. Um, it was called NCPA, and Low Key was like a player slash coach in that league. So he seen that I was kind of like rec players. If anybody ran into my rec squad, we gave you problem. Like, well, damn, if this dude can turn around rec players, we need him in this MCPA league. So every day he would just tweet out, say, hey, NCPA, you need to bring this guy in to coach. And at the time, uh, there used to be NCPA used to have a guy used to write articles for him. His name was Cosblock. He used to write articles for the MCPA, and MCPA was kind of a big draft league back then. You know, Jelly remember that. Shaq, you remember that too.
Oh, it was the best one around at the time.
Yeah, it was definitely the best one around. So they just kept talking. I had to go through some interviews or something just to get a position in the NCPA. So I got what they call the NCPA Sharks. So I was the coach of that team. And I think Jelly used to run with Cutter. He used to have a different name back then. Whatever Cutter name, but he used to Jelly used to run with Cutter. That's kind of how I got my started. So when I finally drafted my team was a guy named Chico. He was like my first pick. He was a center. He had like a stretch guard. And so that's kind of how I got started in 2K18. Well, when everything first started. So we actually did pretty good that year. We actually knocked off. It was the Dragons. They was the best team in that league. We actually beat them. We was the 8 seeds. We actually beat them. So once I started, NCPA, coaching bad players, rec players, what they used to call them. So maybe this guy just more than a rec player. So I actually took my NCPA team and we started playing in, MPBA and WR and all that. So, it used to be me, Cop, Chico, and Dula. Dreads came in a little later, but that's kind of how I got my start. But anyways, I played with him for a while. And I had different organizations because I had a big following, but it was just rec players and NCPA players. So I didn't know anything about the top comp players. I didn't know about the comp scene. I didn't know anything. So, but low key every week, I'm telling you, he would just say, "Hey, this guy here, you need to put him here, put him here, put him here." He just kept doing it. So of course he had his own brand, OTB at the time. So I was kind of I used to be with then I had switched to a clan called Take Flight Clan. And I remember this clan because our first logo, Jelly made that logo.
I remember that.
Jelly used to be on the wing he used to be a protege of a guy called Metal. I don't know if y'all remember Metal. Oh, GT Metal. But that was Jelly's like mentor. But Metal got him to make this Take Flight logo. I still got this logo on my phone today. That was actually probably Jelly's first logo he made in the community. So everybody was like, wow. Back then I didn't really know Jelly, but Jelly was kind of they thought of Jelly as a hothead. Jelly was one of those people that got into parties and he argued with everybody and everything.
Big hothead.
He's still a hothead. Don't let him lie to you. He's still a hothead.
So that was kind of Jelly thing back then, but we was Take Flight. So Jelly made that first logo, and Take Flight kind of took over a little bit, but caused problems. So I don't even want to tell that story about how Take Flight broke up. But anyways, so then we moved on. I kept playing with Chico and Cop for a while. So like I said, a couple months later, I'll say about a couple months later, coming closer to 2K19, I seen this dog logo on, and I kind of designed it. So I the day I got that logo, I hit up low key. I said, "Man, this is something I want to do now." And ENG was supposed to be a clan, but it was low key. He said, "No, man, we're not gonna do a clan. We're gonna do an org. There's not a lot of orgs in this community. Back in 2K18, there wasn't a lot of orgs. If I'm overlooking somebody, you can say it in the chat. Y'all send me messages anyways. But anyways, there wasn't a lot of orgs. So, but there wasn't a lot of orgs. So, we didn't have any special plans with it. But low key was kind of like the business guy. I mean, so he set up the Discord. He set up all the rules. Say, well, hey, 2K18, we're going to recruit 20 people, 19, we're going to get this here. If we bring anybody in, we got to do right by each other, etc., etc. So, Shaq, I forgot how I met you, but we used to play in this draft league before they had NCPA. What was that draft league called? They used to have like it was me, you, Dolo. What was that draft league?
Was that the 2KPA where they did they did the actual NBA teams?
No, it was a league before that. I was trying to research it before I got on here. I know it was me, you, Dolo. Man, anyways, I'll come back to it. But it was the first draft league that had all those.
Khalil said it was
different seats.
Khalil said it was SL2K.
No. It was one before that. It was one before that.
Was it WBBA?
I think it was after that.
I think it was 2KPA. I really think it was 2KPA where they had the Sixers
No. I'm telling you, I researched it before I even came on here. What was it? Because that's where MCPA got their idea from.
Select?
Hang on. No. Oh, hang on.
2KA?
I put it in my. No. I say the name, you're gonna be shocked when I say the name. Hang on 1 second.
Nah, I played the 2K PA, the one you were talking about, Shaq.
No, it wasn't. It definitely wasn't 2K PA. It wasn't that. LBA. That's what it was. The LBA league, Khalil. That's what it was. It was the LBA. That's who the league we played in. Because I got it right here on my phone. It was the LBA. Look up LBA on Twitter. That was the first draft league with different cities in 2K. Don't let nobody fool you. Everybody stole their formula they got now from the LBA. And the LBA is where I met you at, Shaq. Because my guy Metal, he put me on to you. But anyways, we'll go back to the story. So Shaq was the first one that low key wanted to bring on. And Shaq was he was the president of ENG. He was basically, we had a nice PlayStation side back then. So Shaq, he had all the PlayStation stuff. He had a lot of the recruitment. A lot of the leagues were trying to build. So Shaq, it was basically me, Shaq, and low key. So we started bringing on a couple players. I remember just sending message after message after message. I mean, I got the message on my phone. I was sending to everybody and everybody. Say, hey man, this is ENG. We're gonna do this here. We're gonna do this here. I got big plans. You know, people left me on read. You know, I used to the NCPA. They had about 10 coaches, and I reached out about all 10 coaches, and I still remember to this day that Duke was the one to say, hey man, I believe in ENG. Now I want to be a part of ENG. Then it was Rich, because Rich used to coach on the team with Duke. He used to coach the NCPA Dragons. So he came over to ENG. A couple other people told us no. So I would say within about 3 months, you know, we got a message from Jelly, and I still got a screenshot. And I actually didn't bring on Jelly. It was Low Key who brought him on. So once Jelly came on, he started within a week, Jelly started sending out videos. He was just sending out videos about ENG. He was sending videos about players, just regular players. Now we didn't have any top players. We just had, just players basically from the NCPA. You know, we had Dula. I think I don't know if you guys remember Keyron. He was once in ENG, but Low-key had a thing in the Discord. I know you remember this, Jelly, where we're added to the Discord, but your color decided if you was an ENG or not. You remember that, Jelly?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Yeah. So, we have a ton of dudes that do like, well, why don't I have a blue dot by my name? Well, you're not a member, bro. So I remember that to that day. So, anyways, Jelly came into ENG, and I mean, Jelly hit the ground running. We didn't have to tell Jelly to do anything. He made videos. He was making graphics. Jelly hit the ground running. I remember this day, we made a couple announcements. We said, well, hey, Shaq, he's going to be the president of PlayStation. He's going to run all that. He's going to do all the recruitment. And I got the message right now. Low-key said, well, man, Jelly has really been, dogging it. He's been killing it since he came in. He said, man, I think he's the future. This wasn't my call. This was Low-key call. So, it's kind of thing. That,
damn, Honcho.
Tell me stuff.
Damn, Honcho.
Yeah, people tell me stuff, and I relate a message, and they be like, well, "Man, oh, Huncho did not." It's not that people tell me stuff. I just relate a message. I don't mean I came up with it, but yeah, he kind of brought Jelly in because at the time I didn't know Jelly, and I used to play with some guys, and every time them and Jelly got in the party, I mean they went at it. Jelly was a hothead. These other guy was a hothead, so. I didn't know Jelly. I didn't know a lot of players. I really, back in 2K18, I really didn't know Dredd. He was kind of a hothead back then. Dredd's one of those players. Well, Dredd, people don't know that Jelly and Dreads, I mean, they were very tight back then in 2K18.
Very tight. Very tight.
Kind of how that.
Dreads
Yeah,
actually,
they was very tight. I mean, every day.
He taught me I always joke to this day. He's like, you're my little project. He actually taught me how to play the game really well. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yes, sir. So, then we, Jelly came on, and Jelly is kind of, I would think, I would say, and I don't want to confuse this because a lot of people are, ENG can't make you do that. ENG can't get you there. It's whatever you want to believe. But I will say Jelly kind of blew up faster than anybody at ENG because I would say within, what do you think, Jelly? Within 3 or 4 months, all the top leagues, started wanted you to make logos for you. They wanted to hire you.
Yeah,
different things. You remember that, Joe?
Yeah, yep. Nappex grabbed me up. WR hit me up for some stuff. I mean, SL2K. I was one of their main graphic guys. Yeah, I would say after 3-4 months. Yep.
Yeah. So, I think you moved up faster than anybody I've seen. I mean, you were just kind of blowing up left and right. I remember at that time, that's when the 2K League was just starting. A lot of people started hearing about it. So, you started hearing a lot of coaches and teams talk about it. So I think I would say Jelly blew up faster. Pretty much anybody I didn't seen in ENG. But the crazy thing is about it is, I wouldn't say the crazy thing is, I would say the only person, player-wise, kind of made it from our first jump. And I think I want to say Jelly. I want to say that you brought in Neek ENG. You remember him?
Yep, I do.
Yeah, because you remember Neek used to play with OTB. Neek was just he was just one of those guys. He was just dedicated to ENG. I mean, anytime we missing a player, we can call Neek home. He would jump on. I don't care where he was at.
Oh yeah. Yep.
He never asked nothing.
He was the lock to call.
Yes. Anytime you need somebody, you call Neek ENG. So Neek, one of those guys, and like I said, and I'm gonna clear this up too. A lot of people, we get messages to this day say, well, hey, well, and some of these messages be wild. Be like, well, Huncho, you guys don't take on regular players anymore, and you only want superstars. Well, when we started in 2K18 up to 2K19, all we dealt with was basically rec players and marginal players. I mean, Jelly put GFX into these guys, promoted them on Twitter, put them on top teams, put them in top leagues. We did that before. So it's not like, ENG started off with superstar players. We didn't start off with superstar players. And I'm going to tell you about the superstar player story coming up in a minute. But that's not how we started off with. So, like I told you, if you started before it began, I came from the rec. I was the center in the rec. Every time I got on 2K, I ran to the rec by myself. I used to play by myself. I posted screenshots. I used to add 2K leagues about my gameplay in the rec. People laughing at it. I didn't know anything about it. Let's not get it twisted saying, well, hey, we Hollywood now. That's not the case. We started off with that. Just a different elevation. But I want to move on to 2K19. 2K19 is where I want to say, 2019, I would kind of say where ENG kind of blew up. And now, it's something I want to address too. Now, everybody now is, all these orgs and stuff now is sponsored. We're going to put you up with a contract. We're going to give you all the money, etc., etc. Okay. Now, I said it a couple weeks ago. I say nobody did any sponsorship or put players under their brand until ENG did that. Okay. So let's clarify that. Okay, I'm gonna tell you how this started. Now I got the messages to prove that. Now, Jelly is real connected in this community. Okay. One day Jelly DMs me, right? Or he DMs the board chat. He say, guys, I need you to this team and anybody that want to contribute. I was like, well, not a team. I say, we're an organization. We really don't have a team. He said, well, no, I got these superstar players that I'm gonna put under ENG. I'm gonna sponsor them. I'm like, well, sponsor them? What you mean sponsor them? I said, well, I'm gonna pay for them to play up under ENG. I'm like, well, I never heard of that idea. I'm pretty sure most people never had heard of that idea. So sponsorship wise, all that credit should go to Jelly. I did not come up with that. I did not do that. That's not my idea. I was kind of weird. I was like, well, how is that going to work? Okay. So 2K19, Jelly put together a team. And Jelly got to correct me with the names. But the center was Ramo. The point guard was what's the guy that played for the Cavs? What's his name?
Savage.
The other one too.
Doza.
Doza.
Okay. Right. Okay, that was him. Okay. Power forward name.
We had Shockey.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And oh shit, this is going back.
Didn't Cousins play a 2 under that team?
Right.
Who?
Official Cousins.
Official Cousins.
Right. Okay. Right. Official Cousins. Okay. So Jelly put together that team. Okay. So that was kind of like, people know about ENG. People love that dog. It's kind of like earn not given. People love that name. But it was until that team came to ENG, like, well, dang. Ramo and Shockey, those they playing for ENG. I mean, these guys started off, they was killing. I mean, they had the number one record in WR, won the WR Open. I don't know if you guys remember that Prolific League that the game brought into 2K. I don't know if you guys remember that. He gave out $5,000 for Xbox. Okay, they dominated that league. There's some other leagues that dominated. So, once we started getting those players, now we just started getting messages after message after message. Now it's who is ENG? Every time you look on the court, Jelly will put a screen, in a chat. You see some of the best players in the world, they want to play for ENG.
Wait.
You know what I'm saying?
Hodge, hold on. I want to cut you off real quick. So, 2K20, the beginning of 2K 2019, the ENG team did not have the number one record in WR for the first preseason. That would have been me and Jelly, and then we didn't even play in playoffs.
No.
Really?
Yeah, we were the number one. We were the number one seed going into the playoffs that year. The first preseason.
Oh, okay.
But we didn't play playoffs. But
oh yeah, that was
y'all didn't play the
playoffs. I was right behind Doza in for scoring and shit.
Yeah.
I remember that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, I didn't even know that. So I didn't remember. I didn't know you guys didn't play the player. I know you guys were pretty good that year, but I didn't know y'all had the number one record.
Yeah, Jelly yelling at me and not letting me take any time off and making me accountable for my mistakes definitely helped us out.
That was my hothead days.
Yeah, people forget Shaq was a top center. I mean, I would have to say from 18 on up, Shaq was a dog. I mean, he was one of the top defensive centers on 2K. So, I mean, I know a couple leagues he was just running through guys. And I never forget. I was playing with Dreads, and you were like, "Man, we need a center." He said, "Man, we gotta have Shaq." Shaq, that's kind of how Shaq got his name, playing center. So, a lot of people forget that he kind of stopped playing now, but Shaq was an animal at center. Oh, he was definitely.
I appreciate it.
Shaq, was you the defensive player of the year in that NCPA? The first year we got in there.
Season 2, I played MCPA. I went undrafted. Got picked up.
Yeah, you're right.
Right after the draft, won Defensive Player of the Year.
Right.
Took the team to the Final Four. We ended up losing. But
Yeah, he dropped a 50 ball on my squad.
oh yeah, yeah, that's what it was.
Yes,
I had the 52
did.
piece.
Yeah, he definitely
Yeah.
did. Yes, definitely. On Color's team, definitely he dropped. He definitely dropped that. Yeah, you're right. Yep. Yeah, I mean, that was one of the reasons we brought Shaq on to ENG, because I know, low key was like, man, Shaq going to the league. Because he used to run. People don't know, he used to run with Dolo. That was their pick and roll. Shaq and Dolo.
Dolo brought me into the community.
Yes. A lot of people don't know that, because like I told you, I don't know if Dolo's in Scream, but I met him in at LBA. So you have to ask Dolo about LBA. So that was the good old days, man. So yeah, that was one of the reasons, low key wanted to bring you on. He said, man, Shaq going to the league. So but things happen. So
my bad for cutting you off.
Nah, you good. I mean, I got a lot of notes. We ain't gonna be able to cover everything tonight, but that's kind of where the sponsorship thing took off. As you see today, like I said, every tweet, all these overnight orbs, and we a sponsor, you'll put you on a contract. Okay, we never put anybody on the contract. And this is the thing I want people to know. And I'm not gonna disclose a lot of stuff, but we really don't recruit players, and we don't say, hey, you come to ENG, we want to pay you this, we want to pay you that. Players want to play on the ENG. If Jelly showed you his DMs, we showed you EMG DMs. I show you my DMs. I told Jelly the other week, I don't even have fun on Twitter no more, because every time we go to Twitter, my inbox is flooded. So we don't recruit players. We're probably the only org that, like I said, I think we cracked since 2K19. I want to say, I think players at ENG, I think they didn't want over $70,000 from different leagues, and that's what they made. We haven't took any of that money, so we don't put you on a contract. Don't say, hey, if you win $10,000 from WR, you pay ENG $5,000. This is truly, and this, I want people to enjoy ENG, because just like any great brand, we have our seasons. Just like the Lakers, they won 18 titles. They had 5 or 6 down years. ENG is not always going to be on the top, so I want the community to enjoy ENG, because there's not a lot of organizations out here that's putting into the players and not asking for anything back. You got people, and I'm not here to down any orgs. I just, people know me. When you ask me something, I'm gonna tell you the truth. You got orgs out here, you asking players, say, hey, well, now you change your name, you put my org's name. Turn that light back on. You put your org's name in front of your gamer tag. You put that on Twitter. Every time you tweet out, you put our org name there. We don't. If you don't want to put ENG in front of your name, that's one thing that low key established. You want to put ENG in front of you, and that's fine. We're not a clan. Like, we don't make money off the players. We really into this and giving back to the players. So we not, like I said, I was talking to some guy the other day. I said, well, if you find a tweet that's from us that's asking for anything, or saying, hey, we can guarantee you this, send it to me. I'll give you $50. I'll challenge anybody in this Discord to say, if you see a tweet from ENG promising player or something, or asking for something, I'll send you $50 right now. We don't do that. That's not what ENG stands for. We truly believe in the title. Earn, not given. We're not asking for any handouts. And I'm gonna get into some other stories later. Reason why we don't work with different brands anymore. I kind of tried that in 2K19, but we'll get a little bit of that. I've been talking for a long time. Y'all got anything to say?
No, I'm enjoying story time. You're making it easy on me. I get to listen for once and not go crazy.
Right. Well, I mean, people see, you see the tweets, you see the success. It's a lot that goes in with Earn Not Given, because when I say we don't ask players for anything in return, we invest in the players. A lot of people, I think over the years, a lot of people say, well, hey, I'm with ENG. I can just rest on my laurels. Hunter gonna do this, Jelly gonna do this, and it kind of spoils some people. So, and a lot of I really don't have a lot of relationship with the players. I try to shy away from that. Being because at the end of the day, I'm not. I may tell you something that you don't agree with. So I'm not trying to befriend you. I just keep it real. I don't have time to lie. So I'm a very big person. So I'm not gonna lie to you. So I used to befriend players, or used to be buddy. We've been a part of a time. Then I tell them something they don't like, they freak out. You know what I'm saying? Oh, whoa! You broke me down. I would have never done you like that. So it's a ugly side, to ENG. Because when you don't ask anybody in return, some people take that, and do whatever they want with it. But 2K19, I think I had a lot of especially on the player side. But I mean, you guys wouldn't even fathom some of the messages you get outside of 2K. This is just a 2K org, but then again, I made mistakes in the past where you say, well, hey, I'm a man, you cool, such and such, but he really fine, really get to know me. Like, oh, well, he's like me. I tell you something you don't like, I tell you the answer is no. Like I said, 2K19, I probably had over 100 teams. After after the ENG original squad, because all those guys, they went to the NBA 2K league. The whole team. I mean, even the bench went to the team. So all those guys, I think, besides Savage, because he was already in the league, but he didn't go back. So after that team left, I probably had about 100 teams asking, hey, can we be sponsored on the ENG? I don't know how they heard about sponsorship. I don't know about that, because whatever me and Jelly do, we don't put that information out. People see us tweet out. You don't know if that team is sponsored. You don't know that team asks us to play up by the name. It varies. We get a lot of people say, hey, a lot of people don't even ask us to sponsor. Hey, can we just use ENG to play up on it? Then you have, ENG. Well, it's a reason why players want to play up on ENG. In this community, you got to have a name.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can, Joe Blow can give you $150 to sign up for WR to win WR. But if you don't have a name, nobody cares. That's how you make it in this community. That's just how it is. People not gonna play with you. You're not gonna get on people's team. They're not gonna invite you to a party. You got to have a name. And I think I seen a lot of mistakes are being made now. A lot of people, and I said this a couple weeks ago, a lot of people got in their feelings. I don't care. I mean, I'm being honest. You think sponsoring players or throwing out this much money is going to give you some kind of power in this community. This community don't care about how much money you got. Like I said, one of my partners used to be at ENG. He was a president on, I think he was a president on the Xbox side. He used to work hand in hand with me. Okay, his guy was Game. He was working on a lot of projects with Game, so we know about Prolific. Okay, just to give you an example on the money situation. Okay, Game said, "Well, hey, I'm gonna put in $10,000 into this community." He gave five way on Xbox, 5 way on PlayStation. Okay, they got to the finals. Somebody in the community they didn't follow rules. So one of the rules where you had to screen the finals on caffeine. I don't know if you guys remember that. Caffeine is like some kind of screaming out. Okay.
Oh, I remember
somebody
that
on one of the
very clearly.
Yeah, right. Okay, so somebody on one of the systems didn't follow the directions. Okay, so clearly stated before you signed up, you had to scream on caffeine. So somebody didn't follow the directions. So instead of them getting 5,000, they gave 2,500. So that kind of ruined Prolific. Now, imagine this is a millionaire. Okay, $5,000 wasn't even money to the money didn't matter to them. It was about the rules. Okay, Prolific kind of ended then. Okay, now Prolific had the resources to put into his community. Okay, but then again, nobody cared about your name or your money. This community doesn't care about money. So me personally, it's a lot of orgs making grave mistakes. And I got to be honest with you, Shaq. I seen some orgs make some mistakes. I bet you know, like, hey man, this stuff you putting out right now is trash. You're making a lot of mistakes out here. I know you're trying to, make a name for yourself. But what you're doing right now, that's not what you making this community. You got to build a name. You got to build relationships.
Mm-hmm.
So money doesn't make it. Money doesn't make ENG. Jelly gonna sleep the good tonight, whether we win this pot and WR or not. it's not gonna hurt us. I
Yeah.
promise you. So if we gave 65 to a lead, that's not gonna do anything. That's not, trust me, it's not gonna matter. So ENG is not some kind of name that we came up with. This is a registered business, trademark business. So, but anyways, we get back to 2K19, and I used to 2K19. A lot of people don't know we had a pro-am league, okay? And shout out to my boy Tucker. Appreciate everything you did for ENG. Oh, we had a pro-am league, and a lot of people don't know Tucker. He founded the ADBA, and I met Tucker through Low Key. That was his right hand man. So ADBA was the biggest pro-am league on Facebook. They were just on Facebook. They never was on Twitter. I think they had like 10,000 players in this league. Okay? It was mostly a draft league. They never had a pro-am league. So I met him through Low Key. That was his guy. Low Key had some other stuff, so he had to leave ENG. So I brought Tuck and I said, well, Low Key vouched for you, so ENG is it's hectic, so we need some stuff in it. So he took Earn Not Given. He called it Earn Not Given Pro-Am League. And we had about 4 or 5 seasons. And one season we had like 138 players. 138 teams. Pro-Am leagues. We had some of the best teams playing in our league. Of course, we say, well, hey, it's ENG. Now they got a Pro-Am league. Hell yeah, I want to play in that league. I think we was giving away like I think we gave away like 5,000 one season. But then again, ENG, we don't make money off 2K. That clear, we don't make money off 2K. But anyways, we had everybody that we had starting off with 2K18. They kind of, I think they kind of left ENG beginning of 2K 2019 because we still wasn't big, and a lot of people, ENG didn't take off faster than you thought. I didn't. Before Jelly started sponsoring those players, I never thought ENG would, go from here to there. I'm not gonna lie to you. I always had ideas, but I'm like, well, dang. But I know when we won that WR Open, and I got a message from one of my partners. He's like, you're a genius. You started a brand, and you got pro-am players playing under there. I said, well, I didn't think of the idea of having pro-am players play up on ENG. Won't you tell Jelly that? Don't tell me that. I didn't come up with that. Guys told me I ain't trying to take credit for what another man does. But we kind of got the anyways, to go back to it, we kind of had the pro-am thing. It was going pretty good, and I started. When we had those league players, we didn't have a lot of ENG official members. We probably had about 15, 20. And they were just regular players. It wasn't a household name. Every time you look around the chat, people leaving. Okay, that's fine. You deal with a lot of that. So, I started bringing on. I started bringing on pretty good players, I would say. And it's all about the lure of winning. In this community, if somebody's winning, you got some 2K leagues playing for you, got 2K league players vouching for you. Hey, I want to join ENG. That was the thing. Me and Jelly used to have a thing where it was a day go by, we found out, we see a screenshot on Twitter, Zach ENG. Who the hell is? Oh, he's on PlayStation. We never heard of Zach. People just put ENG in the name. But anyways, 2K19, I think was probably the hardest year we had at ENG. Not winning wise, but I would say vision wise, because you get something that gets so big, it's kind of like, ooh, it's all over the community. This person want to say so, this person want to say so, this person want to say so. But I brought in some. I don't want to say these players. Now I brought in some players that they're great players, but they're kind of difficult to deal with. Not me deal with, but get along with people. But anyways, started having situations where, and not everybody gets a yes from me, and I don't respond to every message, because I'm a very blunt person. I mean, you're trash, you're trash. I tell you, you're not good enough, you're not good enough. That's nothing personal.
I love it.
This is just This is just what it is. This is just what it is, and it's nothing personal. It's nothing personal. But anyways, we had a situation where, um, well, we started. I would say we started being more than a 2K org. We started helping players out in a different way. Once you start doing that, when you stop keeping it 2K, some players, like for example, I used to tell players, I say, man, if you ever need something, you hit me, right? That doesn't mean every time you need something, you message me. It's not gonna work. But we had situations where, hey, well, damn, Huncho said no. He broke my heart. He's nothing. He's this. He's that. He's that. He's that. What do you mean? What do you mean I'm that? Because I told you know about the situation, or the team you asking me the sponsor's not good enough to play up on the ENG? What you mean? I got to be all this, all of that. But I think 2K19, I learned a lot. I learned a lot, about players in general. Uh, like I said, Jelly. A lot of these players look up to Jelly. Jelly. They message Jelly. Jelly. I mean, he busts his ass for these players. He sends out logo. He does everything. Actually, nothing in return. You know what I mean? And a lot of players don't appreciate that. So I had a lot of different ideas. Like, what we did this for you. Now the first time we tell you no, you're acting out. You know what I'm saying? And ENG has really never been a big org with 70 to 80 players. Shaq, we used to maybe have 15, 20 in the chat.
Yeah,
we never had. Yeah, you never had these many players.
We keep it short and sweet. It's not like it's not like we use Discord. We don't use Discord because we have 500 members like some of these clans. We use Discord because it's okay. Easier for communication on certain things.
Exactly. But I mean, it's the name behind it. You earn your spot in here. You don't just. We're not just gonna grab up everybody we see like these other clans and orgs do. We don't do that.
Yeah, you want the best of the best, the guys that got it.
I'm I want the best of the best. We want people that really want it. I'm in streams every night. I'm watching different people every night. If you don't think I'm in your stream, I'm in your stream.
So why is Oreo in ENG?
I'm doing it for 2K. I'm doing it for content. Why is Oreo in ENG?
Yeah, I want to mess with him.
Oreo's in ENG because I like Oreo's attitude. Oreo, the reason he is in the 2K League because that man earns everything he has gotten. Okay, you can just see it from him in the stream talking to his players on his team, his energy. He's on the Twitter line a lot. He's got to calm down some of the stuff he's saying, but he's on the Twitter line a lot. He's in the community. He doesn't get a big head Hollywood. Everyone says he's good. He's great. He's in the 2K League now, but he's a down to earth person. That's what I look for too. I don't just look for great players, great people that are in content. I look for people that have a level-headed mindset. We do have some younger guys that eventually they're gonna get to that degree of we want to say personality of being level-headed when they really take the stuff serious. They're great players right now. I try to work with people and tell people, give them advice and everything that you got to earn your spot here. It's just not grabbing up people like Huncho says. We don't like when I go out and recruit people, we don't really recruit. I'm just watching. and I'll hit a DM. You know what I mean? Like I think you're good at this. I want to help you in a direction, whatever dream you have. You know what I mean? And that was basically the the stepping stone of us getting to where we are now. You know what I mean? Like I don't. If Hunch was going to mention this, like we started off this other little team, which was called ENG Select. Had an idea. We had a big team. They were doing great. They were doing their thing. So that kind of ran itself. They always checked in with me. Every so often, stuff like that. I would hit them up, be in communication with them. Then we start off ENG Select. The not I'm gonna say mid tier players, but a step below them, just try to help build up people that really want to get more into the pro comp scene. And just give them the drive. So we had tryouts for that and everything. We actually, there's a funny story. Actually, Willow told me about Cooks Iverson. He was going by I think his GT was Cooks on Fire at the time.
Correct.
Yes, sir.
And Willow was like, oh, I got this kid, this and that, and I was like, I went back and I was watching his streams. I watched his streams and I said no. The reason I didn't take Cooks on that team was because I told Will he's too good for this team. He's gonna start off his own thing. I would love him to be in ENG, but he's gonna start off his own thing. He's gonna blow up himself, and we can just help him push up to the next level if he wants that help. You know what I mean? There were certain people that want to be on the ENG Select team that I didn't have, a say for, because I didn't want to say yes, because I felt like they already had that little, that light where they didn't need that. The ENG Select team, what I put together and Hunter put together, was something that I was trying to help out the players that didn't get as much recognition as the other top players did. But sorry to interrupt. Go ahead, Hunter.
Yeah, you're good. But yeah, I mean, it's I just suspect if you're ENG, just by the title. It's earned, not given. We don't ask anybody for a return. So if you receive anything trust me, if a player receive anything, ENG, and I'm about to go to the third part, they earned it. That's just bottom line, and like I said, this community is a little fragile. It's a lot of posting and bragging on Twitter. I see periscopes about, I'm gonna take this player up under my wings, and I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's not about that. Like with the 2K draft league, with the 2K league when it came out, some players from ENG made it that joined, and I didn't make a tweet. Oh, one of our players got drafted.
Mm-hmm.
You see these other orgs. Mm-hmm. Every second someone got drafted that was so called under their brand. Mm-hmm. Was making a tweet, making another tweet. I didn't do that. The reason I didn't do that, so everyone knows, I said this in the chat, the reason I didn't do that, because it's not about us. It's not about our brand growing like that. It's about those guys. Those guys earn their spots into the 2K league. And they're going to have that moment. I'm not going to take away their moment by saying, hey, we helped them get there. We did this for them. We did that for them. That's not anybody's business of what we did for them or what we did not do for them. That's between us and our players. And that's what earned it, not given is about.
Right, and that's like I said, I think the 2K community, they got their section. I think, we're recognized. I mean, throughout the community, big. But I think the issue is that I think what's different between us is because we won't partner with other brands that throw tournaments. We won't get into chat with them. We won't say, well, hey, let's come together with that. I tried that. I'm not against it. I tried that. But, I won't say the brands I tried with, but what I see in those tryouts is that this person wants all the credit. I'm not knocking anybody who runs an org or a clan. They're trying to get them a job in the league. I'm not knocking that. But I'm not on that. That's not what I'm trying to do. All I want to do is see everybody besides me as ENG who supports ENG to reach their goals, get them a job in the league, whatever. Make money off this. That's what I want to see. I'm not in it. I'm not into this for personal credit. I get tired of people sending messages. Ancho did this, put me on this. I don't need that. If in a perfect world, I can just come to Twitter, check my phone here and there. Make sure guys are we're running our leagues right there. That's fine with me. I don't need nobody sending Twitter posts out about me. I don't need that. That's not what I'm in this for. That's really not what Earn Not Giving it for. Earn Not Giving it say, hey, if you're a top player, superstar player, that's almost ready to hit the big time, then you come to ENG, we'll help you get there. We can't put you there, but we'll help you get there. So, and like I said, and I want to get to the third part. I know we've been on here for a while, but I want to get into a third part, about, and a lot of ever since we posted the chain video, I'm getting messages out of the wazoo. Hey, you need, what's the address? I need my chain, such and such. ENG does not work like that. If you put your work in at ENG, ask anybody at ENG about me. You put your work in, you'll be promoted. You'll be on man. You'll be on president. Ask anybody. We don't have admins at ENG. Nobody works for me at ENG. Nobody that does my work or do my filings or send out my tweets. We don't have anybody at ENG to do like that. If somebody's putting the work in at ENG, trust me, they'll be rewarded. So there's no need to send me messages and start politicking for chains. You in the wrong thing. This is not a clan. This is not a Cub Scout. Each person. You're in the wrong business. This is not a clan. But anyways, before we get off here, I got about 10 people that has been very instrumental in ENG since we started, and I believe in I'm not just not saying you don't need to thank me or hey man I appreciate it. You don't need to do all of that. That's not what this is about. This is solely about your efforts that you did ENG, commitment, tweeting out stuff about us. Want to throw leagues together. Anytime you tuck your tweet out to recruit a player, all that's appreciated. And I believe that what kind of dog that doesn't have a chain. So I got about 10 people. I would say over the 3-year period. It's going to be more.
Can we see it? Can we get a little closer, Hunch? Can we see it?
I'll try to in a second. But thing about the chains is, with this pandemic, the person that makes them, he takes about 3 or 4 months for each chain, and it takes about 2 months to ship it. So if I tell you tonight you're gonna get a chain, don't come back to me in April 1st. Say, Hunter, where's my chain? I don't know. So let's just clear that up. What I'm saying is, you deserve a chain, and when it opens back up and everything is free flowing, you'll have a chain. So these are the people that has been very good to the people at ENG. Deserve to get a chain. Some people that's not at ENG at the time, I'm not one of those people that say, well, hey, you're not at ENG, so and I'm not that kind of person because everybody's laid a brick here. Whether you ENG, maybe whether you move up to another org or not. Anyways, I want to shout out to before I start the chain thing. I want to shout out to LSL Inc. Ink My Swag. He used to have his own brand, but he works at ADBA now in the Lab Rats. He was one of the first people that sponsored. I don't know if you remember, he used to sponsor players. You sponsored by Ink My Swag. Everybody used to have that in their title.
That's my guy right there.
Yeah. That was kind of the thing. He used to, he'll look you at, he'll sponsor you. You make logos for you.
Mm-hmm.
He used to have this running tweet that he'll send out for you. So shout out my guy Ink. He used to be with ENG, but we had made some changes. I used to have a president here, and he was like, well, if you with ENG, you with ENG, we can't have you, you kind of think if you're serving 2 masters. So if you with ENG, you can't be with such and such. So he the one kind of displayed that. At the time, it made sense. But with this community, you got stores popping over every corner now. Everybody's an org, everybody's promising players. Everybody send out this whack promotion and these whack GFX that they send it out. But anyways, I'll let players do what they want to do. But anyways, couple of weeks ago, about a month ago, my sister. For people who don't know, my sister lost, her husband. Older sister, she lost her husband. It's very tough on our family, but it was kind of rough. A bunch of people reached out to me in the community, so I do appreciate that. But anyways, we had this. We had the ENG Prestige team, and I remember it was the Final Four. The news kind of broke. A lot of pain, but those guys kind of brought it home. And after they won, they said it was for Huncho. They didn't have to do that, but at that time I was down, so I really appreciate that. So, I think that all 5 of those players in that team, they deserve an ENG chain. If I correct me if I'm wrong, Jelly, that's Cooks, Oreo, Akey, Notorious, and who else I'm forgetting?
Dietrich.
Okay.
Dietrich.
So, yeah. So, you guys deserve a chain, so I really appreciate that. Really appreciate you thinking about my family. You didn't have to do that. So you guys definitely deserve a chain. Like I said, Shaq, you've been with a lot of people don't know, and me and Shaq been friends a long time. He's really served ENG. We had our breakup just like anybody else, but Shaq has been dedicated to ENG. Like I said, he was our 3rd member. Shaq done a lot of things behind the scene, a lot of promotion, a lot of things he didn't have to do. A lot of people don't know Shaq had his own league. Shaq had his own brand back then. He left a lot. He dropped a lot of that to come to ENG and follow our mission. So I really appreciate that, Shaq. So you definitely deserve a chain. So when they start coming in, you definitely have a chain. It won't be like this here chain here. It's kind of like a replica, just to test it out and see it. But the next chains, it'll actually be the dog. It'll be a little longer. So I have to get you guys a size on that. So it'll be a different chain. Same gold, same diamond. Of course, Jelly, I already told you you'll be getting your chain. Whenever they come in. Dogs really appreciate it.
Yes,
sir. My guy, Gotti. I don't know if you're in the chat or not, Gotti, but Gotti came along. Gotti was one of those top centers in 2K. Everybody wanted play with Gotti. Him and Dolo and those guys, and one thing I want people to know about
Gotti. We are waiting for the return of Gotti.
Yeah. So, but I haven't spoken to my guy Gotti in a minute, but I appreciate you coming in EMG, bringing players in, spreading the word into the comp community, spreading the word, about my reputation and what kind of person I am. So, Guy, I appreciate what you've done for ENG. So you definitely deserve a chain. We're up to 7. Okay. Nick, he's definitely Nick. He's a family man right now. He kind of left the community, but Nick's been one of those day one soldiers for ENG. Anytime ENG needs something, anytime a player is short on money and nobody can reach me, Nick clean that up. Nick is, he was with OTB at the time, but Nick was one of those players who's been always dedicated to ENG, always supported the brand. Nick was one of those guys that he'd get your shirt off your back. So Nick, we appreciate everything you've done for us. You definitely deserve a chain. My next guy is my guy D4 Flash. He's a headache at times. He's hard headed, but he's definitely dedicated. I met Flash back in 2K18. I never could get rid of Flash. we didn't had all kind of breakouts and fights, but Shaq, Flash always been there for ENG, so I appreciate that, man. You definitely deserve a chain, my brother. Appreciate you. Who else I got? Our first shipment be 10, so I'm gonna give about 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So the ENG team: Jelly, Shaq, Flash, Neek. One more chain. Let's see who we'll go to. You got anybody you want to nominate, Jelly, before I throw any names out there?
Someone I want to nominate.
Yeah, for the last chain.
For the last
now,
chain.
Wow. Before I say about the chains, now you have to earn these chains. You don't just DM me and say, "How y'all need chains?" You got to earn these chains. We don't give out anything at ENG, so let's make that clear. These guys I'm naming, they earned their chain.
Well, I want to nominate this person. We talked about him earlier before.
Mm-hmm.
He's one of the people that I hate to say it, but he taught me the game.
Mm-hmm.
He told me to be aggressive in the game. He really brought me onto the scene. Kind of. I want to nominate Dreads.
Oh, okay.
I think Dreads. He's been a day one. You know what I mean? Even though he's hasn't been around as much, but I just feel Dreads deserves a chain. I really do.
Well, the 10 chain, there'll be more in the future, but the 10 chain, go out the Dread. So like I said, you guys will get a chain. When I don't know. When they come in, you will get a chain. Like I said, it's shipping. Like I said, we waiting on a bunch of ENG gear to come in. I haven't got that. But you guys, although the ENG team, they have been in ENG a long time, I think those guys really put in the work, they put in the dedication. All those guys are humble people. Shout out Oreo Notorious. Really appreciate you guys. Really appreciate the support that you gave ENG. We never forget that. Appreciate you cooks. Got a lot of stories with you cooks, so we appreciate everything you done for us. Shaq, like I said, you've been with ENG a long time. Appreciate what you've been doing for us, man. I appreciate your willingness. A chain is just a chain is not the end of what you should receive for ENG, but it's the start. Chain is kind of like a tattoo. This is or a ring. It's chain. I'm kind of like I'm inducted. I'm official. So
I'm never taking it off. I'm gonna jump into a volcano with it.
yeah. So definitely a chain kind of cement you. Was working on this thing where kind of had he had so many. I would say about 95% of the best players that touched 2K the last 3 years they didn't play for ENG, so we kind of want to do like a ENG Dog Hall of Fame. Oh, one name I did forget. I'm sorry I forgot it. Killy. He's done a lot for ENG. I mean, he won our first WR trophy. He kind of he's done a lot of things. League wide for us. He spread a lot of good messages about us. We got a lot of great referrals, a lot of great players based on the information that Kelly gave him. So Kelly, you will be getting the chain. I don't know when, but dogs appreciate everything you done for us, bro.
I just want to give a little story too. I want to give a little story for people that are watching the stream and that will watch the stream after this. How real of a person Huncho is. Okay. Me and Huncho didn't always agree with me at all either. Hunt, like I took a little hiatus from ENG. Okay, that's how hot-headed I was. All right, so I want to get this straight. Huncho's a straightforward person. He's gonna tell you you're right, you're wrong, you're wrong. He's gonna tell you if you're good or you're not. Okay, he doesn't bullshit. He's 100% all the time. Like we had it with the whole select thing. We had a little falling out, and he told me it was either this is what we're gonna do or kick rocks. You know what I mean? So I kicked rocks for a little bit. I didn't want to leave, but the as thickhead as I was like, I can't give in. You know what I mean? And I'm just letting you guys know he's 100%. He's not gonna bullshit you. If he's not gonna answer you if you come to him with some bullshit. You got to be straight up. You got to be real. You're not gonna just blast him, message him 8,000 times. You know what I mean? This and that. He's gonna answer. He's gonna answer you straightforward. You're gonna take it or you're not. That's the end of the line right there. So I took what? How long was I going for, Huncho? I'm gonna say 3 months, 4 months.
I think it was. Hold on, let me check my thing. I got it. About 4 months.
About 4 months. You know what I mean? And I had at the time Loki was still here. He was hitting me up. He was like, "You're ENG, no matter what this and that." And I, my thickheadness, I didn't want to give in. But this is my home. This is what Huncho brought me on, and we built up. This is something. This is like a family. This is not no bullshit little clan that's popped up here and there. This is something we want everyone to eat from. We want everyone to succeed from. This is not something we're putting together to reap a reward from you guys whatsoever. We don't want to take credit. We don't want to. We appreciate you guys posting our names or ENG after the thing. You don't even have to do that. No. That's the thing. We put stuff out there for you, not for us. It's not for our brand. It's to get you guys shine. But we just appreciate 100% of the support that we're getting from not just the members but other people too that see our vision and what we want to do and what's coming in the future for ENG and for people that want to be a part of ENG.
All right. No, appreciate it. So shout out, appreciate ADBA, appreciate everything y'all done for ENG in the last couple of years. We appreciate that. Joe Skisi, appreciate you. So so many people to thank. Just can't thank everybody, but we'll figure out. We'll figure out one day how to get back to everybody. Supporting ENG. Like I said, we do have about 70 members now. That's well and fine, but like I said, ENG would be ENG with 0 members or 1,000 members. We're still going to do the same thing. We're still going to support the players, still give you a platform, we'll still give back. Like I said, I'm not here blowing any smoke. Just enjoy ENG. Uh, enjoy, a brand that gives back to you, a brand that give you a platform, a brand that's going to help you get to the next level. I'm not saying we're going to put you in the next level, we'll help you get to the next level. Like I said, we all grew up where we had somebody in that neighborhood where maybe mom and dad didn't have the money, but you go to somebody's house down the around the corner, they may have a couple of dollars for you to get something. That's kind of what ENG is. We kind of like the the brand where say, hey, you may be short on league fees, or you can't find a team, or you just need something to get over the hump. That ENG will be here for you. I'm not saying if you're in a wreck, we're gonna put you on. We're not, but we'll make it directly. But we'll help you out. So I know a lot of players. Work with a lot of players. So probably can find you a team. So but, that's just enjoy ENG. We're not gonna be number one every year. We're kind of growing into other different sports. We kind of made our name from 2K, but we're moving on to different sports. Now we're trying to really change it into a esports organization. We got a lot of big plans for the Call of Duty side and a lot of different sides. So, you want to be a name, want to make profit of being an esports player. We got some huge announcements coming for ENG in the next couple of months. A lot of big investments. So, get better, and we'll bring you on.
Real quick, while I have Jelly and Honcho on stream, because it never happens where I can get both of you guys at the same exact time. I know you guys don't want credit, you don't want this, you don't want that. But when I do interviews or when people ask about my experience in the community, the first two people I bring up are you two. You two really are like the two brothers. Jelly will call me the brother that he wish he would have drowned. But you guys really are the two older brothers in the community for me. Anytime I have an issue, you guys always got my back. And the one thing I can say about the both of you guys both believe in me even when I don't believe in myself. I talked about starting a podcast, and Hans was like, I'm all for it. And, I started falling out of it when it came to scheduling, and Jelly was right on my ass. If I got to sit in every podcast, I'm going to sit in every podcast so you get it done. Like the support is real at ENG. It's not something that, it's not a myth. Like these guys actually care about the people in the organization as a whole. And that's what makes ENG stand out from every other organization, clan, whatever you want to call it. Yeah, it's cool and all that you got these clans now making merch and they're throwing out merch to these players. But it's specific players, and you can see that it's only certain players that they're buddy with. ENG don't have that. Like, I think Hans said, or Jelly, I don't remember which one of the two you said it. It's a family. At the end of the day, like, the way I look at this ENG chat and I look at Jelly and Hans, it's family now. Like, it's just a family I never got to meet.
Yeah, that is it's kind of like I tell my wife all the time, like all your friends on Xbox, they never come by the house. So. You're right about that.
I get yelled at by my wife.
What happened at the ENG barbecue?
Mm-hmm. I get yelled at by my wife. She's like, "Oh, you're on the phone with Jelly again."
Yeah,
but if I see Shaq, I probably throw him into traffic.
Yeah, that's probably one of those things we have like a ENG meetup. Maybe in everything clears up, Vegas or Atlanta. we'll see what we can do with that.
All right, Hunch, got anything else you want to add?
No, man, we just I know a lot of our players, we didn't make the league right now. You just got to keep grinding. You're almost there. Keep grinding. Keep your Twitter clean. I see a lot of nonsense on Twitter right now. There's a lot of me, and there's a lot of enticing on Twitter. From other people. Just gotta stay lay low. I mean, it's people still watching, even though league get ready to start. They didn't draft you. They still got people watching. So you gotta keep your name clean. So that's all I encourage everybody to do. And we got a lot of get a lot of weird messages, from different people about me. That's we're not a clan. I'm not gonna treat you any different from the next person. You get what you earn what you receive. Here at ENG. So I just I don't. I'm never going to change that, So I mean, I don't have time to sit up and lie to you or sell you stories or none of that. So we all work for ENG, including me. Me and Jelly, we work for the players. So I'm no different from you. I'm just the guy that with ENG in his name. So that's kind of see it. But no, what I would like to see is maybe Jelly's clear this year where he can actually go for the league. I know he's almost he's probably can go to the league anytime he want. Get him a league job. That's what I like to see. I would like to see Shaq, and I would like to see you get get that podcast. More sponsored. More guests. That type of thing. Football season's right around the corner.
Yes, sir.
I'm hearing a lot of good things about that. I know it's kind of hey, I'm my podcast I'm doing every week. I got 5 to 10 Twitch viewers. But let me tell you a story. We got a guy that came to ENG. He was the last one before I go. He was GTA streamer. So he was getting about 20 to 25 Twitch streams. So he came in. I seen him. Said, man, hey, Maj. I said, Maj, you're a star. I mean, I don't know if y'all ever seen him play GTA, but I mean, he has rapping skills, he has singing skills, whatever. I mean, he's like a real star.
Mm-hmm.
So one night in GTA, he goes into the studio in GTA, and he just singing and rapping. He blows up just off that. The next night in his stream, he gets 500 subs. The next night, he gets 500 subs. All it takes is the right eyes. Just keep grinding, it's gonna come. I mean, content is where it's at right now. I mean, all not just what I want, Shaq. I want you to think about. Yeah, we're in a 2K community, but content is much bigger than 2K.
Yes, sir.
One of my partners, he was working on a deal where Bad Boy. Rock Nation and all that. He was building a 2K Param league where he was talking with all these brands, and these brands would lend their brand to this 2K Param league. So if you got drafted to Rock Nation, you'll be playing on a Rock Nation. You see what I'm saying? And
yeah.
You'll be wearing their color. And they'll be sponsoring you. So like I said, there's always different brands out here, man. This is a content world right now. We got 10 watchers today. Who's to say next week you don't have 10,000? Keep grinding. Podcast is where it's at. Just keep hustling. That's all you got to keep doing. As long as you put the work in, it'll come. That's my philosophy. I'm, even in the real world, that's just my philosophy. I just keep working hard. I keep pushing it in. I'm not looking for praise and adulation, but sooner or later to come. So just keep grinding. That's really what it's about.
Exactly what it is. It's earned, not given. ENG.
Yeah. Yeah.
But Hunch, I appreciate you coming on, taking the time, and
all right, my guy.
Hopefully, we'll have you on again soon, and we get into some other details. Try to pick your brain a little bit, see where you're at, and go from there.
Yeah, I just seen you guys just released that tournament, so you talk to me what I can do. Maybe ENG can throw up an extra prize or anything. So just let me know.
Yes, sir. I will.
All right.
All right, man.
All right, Huncho.
Boss, take these.
All right.
We
So
heard it there.
that was Mr. Green Honcho.
Yeah, I mean, he's if anybody those guys you'll meet, don't bullshit him. I mean, I've known Huncho for some years now, and I'm gonna tell you, he's gonna tell you how it is. He's gonna tell you if it's right or wrong. He's gonna tell you if you're good or not. It's just it is what it is, and what he's created with ENG, then brought all of us on, and what we created and built up. It's something that we want to play around with. It's like we're not gonna have one bad apple. Like if you come on ENG, one bad apple, we'll ship you out. You know what I mean? We just ask, we don't ask for anything back but respect, loyalty, and if you want to be a professional in the esports world or whatever it is, you gotta stand your P's and Q's. You can't, the whole social media thing, the Twitter thing. It's like a gateway for people to act up, and then in the real world, people will dive deep into your history, and if you act up under our brand, it doesn't look just bad for you, looks bad for us. Like what kind of people you have in there. We've had situations like that. We had to let people go. Great players, great teams. It just is what it is, and we're trying to build something up where everyone can thrive from it. We don't want anything back, and Huncho is that guy that has the vision, and people that will stand behind Huncho's vision are succeeding. They're getting the recognition that they want. Not just saying it's because of Huncho or ENG this and that, but it's something that we're trying to steer people in the right direction of where they want to go, and that's what's going to help you, push you to that next level. We just give you advice, you take it, you run with it. If you don't, you don't. I mean, see how it goes from there. But I mean, it's like Shaq was here before me. Shaq knows more of the ins and outs. I mean, I came on, I learned the ways. I just tried to take the ground running with it because I really believed in this. I really believed what Huncho and Low Key started off, and what their vision was of what they wanted to do. And I literally cried, sweat, and bleed ENG. Like I'm the biggest diehard of ENG, and you can ask anybody about that. You know what I mean? Like, and just you guys got to just go get out there, and if you want to join, we're watching you. But most part, you gotta work at yourself. Like the name, you gotta earn it, and network and just get your name out there somehow. I mean, we're watching people that I'm watching people now that aren't even known, that are diamonds in the rough. People don't know them because they can't get the right situation where they can just push themselves to the next thing. And I'm watching you. Like if you don't think I'm not in the streams, I'm in your streams. I'm in people's streams that people don't even know about all the time.
I could definitely can tell everyone that he is not bullshitting. Jelly and I mean, recently I haven't been watching a lot of tape. I've fallen out of it a little bit as I'm trying to cover multiple sports plus esports stuff. But when Tox ran his tournament for that clan tournament, me, Jill, and Rob sat here all night long watching every single game, every single series. We broke it down. We really sat down and watched the games, and it was like, all right, Jill, I'm going to sleep. And Jill's like, you sure there's another game? Like, like this is something that, Jelly's really bought into, and seeing the determination and the work that Jella and Honcho put in on a day in and day out basis makes me want to put in just as much work as they are doing. When I was first brought onto ENG, I was not this way. I was immature. I've definitely grown. I do feel that Honcho and Jelly have pushed me in the right direction, and growing up and being more mature in this community. And that's kind of where the culture and these bi-weekly tournaments come in. Like the culture that ENG is where the culture tournaments name comes from. Like that's how it's all tied in. You're going to go out there and you're going to hoop if you sign up for this tournament. And if you're not in ENG and you win, say your team signs up the first 3 tournaments and your team wins the first 3 tournaments, I promise you, there is no way you are not in ENG if you are not toxic on the timeline, you're putting out content, and you want to get better, and you're not a bad player on the court, there's no way. So this tournament is more of a so when I talk about these tournaments and whatnot, this is also spotlight for you guys. If you want to be part of something bigger than just yourself, and you want to be part of a community, an organization like ENG, like this is something where, you know, like all eyes are going to be on you because ENG is quote unquote presenting it. Gel's helping me run this tournament. So we're going to be all eyes on it. Rob and I are going to be covering this tournament on the podcast day in and day out, every single tournament. So our eyes are going to be on it. We're going to know everything and anything. So if, you know, little Johnny from Team 414 goes to the finals and little Johnny scores 40 points a game all tournament for 2 tournaments in a row and wins both tournaments, but he's cursing out his mom on Twitter, I mean, we're going to know that stuff because we're going to dig that deep.
Yeah, it's not just about being a superstar player. When I'm looking at streams and I'm looking through for a person that, you know, I think would be a good fit or could present the brand in a positive way, I really dive deep. I go on your streams, I look on your Twitter, you know, I'll ask around about this person. Shaq can testify to that. I literally dive deep. I do like you're going to the police force kind of background check. I'm not out here, you know, oh, you want to join, oh, we're recruiting people today, this and that, blah 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 blah. And don't be pissed off or blast me if I don't answer your DMs right away, because my DMs freeze up. I got so many DMs, it's not even funny. Like I will eventually get back to people and like message requests and all that stuff. Like I will reach out to you if you have, you know, you want me to check out your streams and all this stuff. It's just it's time consuming. You know, there's only so much time in a day. I try to do this around the clock. You know, I don't go to sleep till like 4 a.m. most of the time. You know, it's literally a 24/7 thing for me. You know, I take this very seriously, and the people that I bring along into the brand, or you want to be part of the brand, I want you to take it as seriously as I do. Because that just shows the motivation. Just doesn't show the motivation to us. It shows the motivation to the community. Shows motivation to, you know, even if you don't want to do something with the Pro-Am 2K community, it shows, you know, the dedication to whatever dream that you have, and that's the goal and focus of ENG. You know, we got big plans for the future. I'm not going to get anything out, but it's just something that we really take seriously. We want people that are part of ENG to take seriously as well.
I mean, with all this being said, that's all I have on the story of ENG. Joe, thank you for coming on, as always. I feel like thank you more than I thank anybody. Rob, thanks for sitting in. I know I didn't get to you much, as I was just allowing Honcho to just freestyle, see what he has to say, you know, and we'll work on getting him on again and being able to pick his brain, and I'll be able to use you a lot more when we start picking his brain. I want to thank everybody that came out tonight, that stayed in the stream, watched the stream, and tomorrow we do have a podcast. I'm working on a time. It's probably going to be either 4 p.m. or 7:30 p.m. We are covering opening day it's a pre-day opening day show for MLB. We're going to be hitting the Yankees and the Phils hard. Coming from Rob is a Yankees fan, I'm a Phils fan. 2 teams playing in really good divisions. So tomorrow is going to be fun. And as of now, I can say on Thursday at 7 p.m. Eastern, my name, Oreo, will be joining the show, and he seems very excited to come on the show and yell at me because I decided to yell at him in DMs. So I'm excited to get Oreo back on the show. But yeah, I mean, until tomorrow, Philly Frenzy out.